It says, then there will be great tribulation, such has not been since the beginning of the world until that time, nor ever shall be. Luke 21, verse 25 says, and there will be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and on earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's heart failing them from fear, and the expectation of those things which are coming on the earth, for the power of heaven will be shaken. Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. It says, at that time Michael shall stand up, the great prince who stands watch over the sons of your people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that time. And at that time your people shall be delivered, every one who is found written in the book. So this is Great Tribulation. I just want to talk to you about Great Tribulation. First of all, Great Tribulation is a period of time that's 3.5 years. A lot of people say the tribulation period of 7. It's not. It's 3.5 years. We get the 7 because of Daniel's 70th week. Antichrist isn't completely empowered and given authority until Great Tribulation. So what happens in Great Tribulation? Well, first of all, Satan is cast to the earth. Right now, Satan can go into the second and third heaven. He can actually go into the throne room of God, and he accuses us daily before the throne of God. Well, the first domino that falls in Great Tribulation is he's cast out of the second and third heaven and is in the heaven over the earth, okay? The second thing is Antichrist goes into the temple after a period of peace, proclaims himself to be the Messiah, a God, and demands worship of him. Satan gives him his power, his throne, and his authority on earth, and God gives him special permission that he granted to Satan during the time of Job. So he can overcome the saints and make war with the saints. So this is going to be a very ugly time. The false prophet is released, which brings worship to the Antichrist and brings signs and wonders on the earth. And what happens here is Antichrist is the 11th nation of a 10-nation coalition. So these 10 nations give him all of their authority and power. He's the 11th. He, from that group of nations, begins to take over other nations and implement his doctrine into those nations. We see this during Nazi Germany. When Hitler came in and he took over France, they took over the public buildings, the schools, everything in France, and implemented his doctrine, his thinking, his ideology, began to eliminate the people that stood against him. Now, this was spiritual because Hitler marked the Jews on their arm, corralled them into a ghetto, and sent them to concentration camps, exterminating them. In the New Testament, Antichrist will mark those that belong to him. And anybody that doesn't take the mark or doesn't worship or doesn't stand with his ideology will be an enemy of the state. They won't be able to buy and sell, but they will be corralled and sent to concentration camps and executed. So the Bible says here in these 3 verses, it says in verse 21 of Matthew 24, there's not been a time since the beginning of the world until that time, time of great tribulation. In Daniel 12, it says, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since a nation was. So this is a horrific time. Why? It's the last 3.5 years before Jesus returns. This tribulation period ends with the return of Jesus. So when we're in it, it may be ugly and we may see signs and things we don't like and are very uncomfortable. Some of us may even be martyred. But the idea is at the end of this, Jesus is returning and we're going to come back with him if we're in heaven. We're going to be joined with him if we're on earth, and we're going to rule and reign the earth for 1,000 years. Anyway, that's our message for today. Thanks.